Somo la Injili takatifu lililoandikwa na Mathayo.
Utukufu kwako, Bwana.
Wakati ule Yesu Kristo aliwaambia wafuasi wake, ndugu yako akikosa, nenda kwake ukamshauri faragani, wewe na yeye peke yenu. Akikusikia, umemwokoa ndugu yako. Lakini asipokusikia, chukua pamoja nawe mtu mmoja au wawili wengine, kwa maana kila suto lapata nguvu kwa maneno ya mashahidi wawili au watatu. Lakini asipowasikiliza hao, ulifahamishe kanisa. Asipolisikiliza kanisa pia, awe kwako kama mtu wa mataifa na mtoza ushuru. Amini nawaambieni, lolote mtakalofunga duniani litafungwa pia mbinguni, na lote mtakalofungua duniani litafunguliwa pia mbinguni. Tena nawaambieni, wawili wenu wakiomba neno lolote kwa nia moja, sala yao itakasikilizwa na Baba yangu aliye mbinguni. Kwa maana wanapokusanyika pamoja, wawili au watatu kwa jina langu, mimi nipo katika yao. Injili ya Bwana.
Sifa kwako, Kristo.
My theme of this reflection that I want to share with you is that the courage to reconcile and the power of forgiveness. The courage to reconcile and the power of forgiveness. That's my theme. And the gospel of today, Jesus is presenting to us one of the most practical teachings of Him. And He tells us that when a brother or a sister sins against you, when a brother or a sister wrongs you, we should not gossip about them like we often do. We should not shame them like we often do, or seek revenge. But instead, we should go to them privately, lovingly, and seek reconciliation. And of course, this is not easy. Our human instinct is often the opposite, But when someone hurts us, we tell everyone except that very person. Single?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. And then we carry bitterness in our hearts. We wait for them to apologize first. But Jesus is teaching us a different way. The way of love, the way of humility, and the way of peace. It is nice that Jesus says, if he listens to you, if she listens to you, you have won your brother, your sister back. And the goal is not to prove that we are right, but the goal is to win back the relationship. In God's eyes, restoring a person is more important than winning an argument. Jesus also speaks about the power of Christian community. He says that if reconciliation becomes difficult, others should help. Not to condemn, but to heal. And finally, Jesus promises that where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in their midst. Christ is present wherever people gather to seek peace, forgiveness, and unity. Our families, our small Christian communities, our church groups, let's say Holy Cross Family Ministry, our different places of work often suffer not because people are evil, but because people stop talking to one another. And the pride builds walls where love should build bridges. I want to share with you a story. And this story is kind of the summary of my homily. A father had an argument with his son, his eldest son. And they had a very bitter misunderstanding, a very bitter fight. And these guys exchanged very harsh words. And neither like none of them was willing to say sorry first. Months became years. Birthdays passed in silence, and Christmases came and went without a visit. Yet every evening, the father would quietly place an extra plate on the table, and his wife would ask, "Why do you keep doing that? He is not coming back." With the tears in his eyes, the father would reply, "I know, but I want him to know that if he ever walks through that door, there will always be a place on our table waiting for him." One day it was raining, and there was a very gentle knock on the door. And the old father, slowly opened the door, and there stood his son, tired, carrying years of regret. Neither of them spoke. The son simply whispered, "Dad, I am sorry." Before he could even finish, the father embraced him tightly, and both of them wept like little children. Not long explanations were needed, not accusations, just tears, forgiveness, and love. Later that night, the father looked at the untouched plate he had placed on the table every single day of 5 years, and this time it was no longer empty. My friends, brothers and sisters, perhaps there is an empty plate in your own life, a relationship waiting to be restored, a friend waiting for a phone call, a family member longing for forgiveness. Do not wait until it is too late. Pride has never healed a wounded heart, but love always begins a miracle. May we live this Eucharist, may we live this Mass with the courage to take the first step towards reconciliation, trusting that where forgiveness is offered, Christ Himself is present. The Lord be with you.